Hello everyone, welcome back to Dugout Daily. I'm Charlie and today we have another video. This time we are previewing the match where reigning Premier League champions Manchester City can momentarily move above title rivals Liverpool to the top of the table if we beat Everton at the Etihad Stadium at Saturday lunchtime. Before we get going, make sure to like, share and subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Dugout Daily, the football channel, hit the Apex DF1 channel and at MCFC Hibs on Twitter. We will get going then, and the Citizens came from behind to secure a 3-1 win at Brentford on Monday, while the Toffees snatched a point in a 2-2 draw with Tottenham 2 days earlier. After losing both home and away meetings to Brentford last season, Manchester City was staring down the barrel at another potential defeat against the Bees as Neil Maupay's breakaway goal midway through the first half stunned the visitors, while heroics from Mark Flecken between the sticks kept them at bay. However, Phil Foden's equaliser on the stroke of half-time shifted the momentum in Manchester City's favour, and the academy star netted his second 8 minutes after the break before completing a superb hat-trick on the 70th minute to help the Citizens, who bidding to win a record fourth successive Premier League title, continue our charge back towards the summit. Pep Guardiola's men, who have moved to within 2 points of table toppers Liverpool and have a game in hand on the Reds, are enjoying another one of our customary winning runs at an important stage of the season, as we've come out on top in each of our last 9 matches across all competitions by an aggregate score of 27-6. Manchester City beat Everton 3-1 at Goodison Park in the early stages of this run, and the Citizens will be confident of further success on Saturday, as we have won 11 and drawn 2 of our last 13 top-flight meetings with the Toffees. The reigning champions will welcome a run of 3 consecutive Premier League home games this month, considering we've excelled when playing in front of our Etihad faithful, winning 29, drawing 5 and losing just 1 of our last 35 matches. While we haven't lost any of our last 23 home league games against teams in the relegation zone, which bodes well ahead of our latest fixture with Everton. Since winning 4 Premier League games in a row without conceding a goal in the first half of December, Everton have failed to come out on top in any of their last 6 top-flight fixtures, which has subsequently seen them slip into the bottom 3. Back-to-back goalless draws with Aston Villa and Fulham were followed by last weekend's 2-2 draw at home to Spurs, in which goals from Jack Harrison and Jared Bramthwaite, with the latter netting a 94th minute equaliser, cancelled out 2 strikes from former Toffees man Richarlison. Amid all the adversity on and off the pitch, Sean Dyche heaps praise on his side's character to claim a point at the death, and believes that their latest result could kick-start their season as they endeavour to clamber out of the relegation picture. Everton's winless run has occurred at a time when relegation rivals Luton have accumulated 8 points from their last 5 matches to move above the Toffees, who are now tasked with facing 5 teams currently sitting in the top 8 across their next 6 league matches. The Merseysiders head into Saturday's daunting contest, having failed to win any of their last 12 visits to the Etihad, losing 7 and drawing 5, while they haven't won a Premier League game home or away against Manchester City since their 4-0 triumph in January 2017, which was Guardiola's first encounter against the Toffees and his heaviest league defeat in his managerial career. So the form of both sides, starting with Manchester City, in our last 6 Premier League games, we've won 5. However, that run started with a 2-2 draw at home against Crystal Palace. We then won the reverse fixture against Everton 3-1, beat Sheffield United at home 2-0, beat Newcastle away 3-2, beat Burnley at home 3-1, and Brentford away 3-1. And our form in our last 6 in all competitions is 6 wins, with the wins over Sheffield United, which was mentioned before, a 5-0 win over Huddersfield in the FA Cup, the win against Newcastle, which was mentioned, a 1-0 win over Spurs in the FA Cup, the win over Burnley, which was also mentioned, and also the win over Brentford. Everton are winless in their last 6 Premier League games, and that run started with 3 losses at Spurs away 2-1, against Manchester City in the reverse fixture 3-1, and against Wolves away 3-0. They then drew 3 in a row against Aston Villa at home 0-0, Fulham away 0-0, and Spurs at home 2-2. And they've only won 1 of their last 6 in all competitions, and that run started with a 0-0 draw against Crystal Palace in the FA Cup. They then drew 0-0 at home against Aston Villa, which was mentioned before, a 1-0 win in the replay against Crystal Palace. They then lost 2-1 at home against Luton in the FA Cup, and then the draws against Fulham and Spurs, which were mentioned before. Manchester City head into this weekend with a clean bill of health, with Erling Haaland and Manuel Akanji, who were both in the matchday squad against Brentford, the most recent duo to recover from injury. Having seen his Citizen side keep just 1 clean sheet in our last 12 league matches, Guardiola may ponder making 1 or 2 changes to his back line, with Akanji, John Stones and Rico Lewis all hoping to force their way back into the first 11. Either Mateo Kovacic or Matheus Nunes could be recalled if Guardiola decides to partner a midfielder with linchpin Rodri, while Jack Grealish, Jeremy Doku and Oscar Bob have a task on their hands to displace any of Foden, Kevin De Bruyne, Julian Alvarez or Bernardo Silva, who all provided support in attack for Haaland against Brentford. As for Everton, Arnaut Danjuma was forced to miss last weekend's clash with former club Spurs due to an ankle injury, and the winger remains in the treatment room with Andre Gomez with a calf injury, Dele Alli with a groin injury, and Abdoulaye Doucouré with a hamstring injury, although Dyche has confirmed that the latter is making good progress in his recovery. However, the Toffees could be boosted by the return of dynamic midfielder Amadou Onana with a knee injury, while Ben Godfrey should be fit to feature despite suffering with cramp in the closing stages against Spurs. Godfrey will be hoping to fend off competition from Seamus Coleman and Nathan Patterson for a start at right back, while Dominic Calvert-Lewin may get the nod once again to lead the line ahead of Beto, with Harrison and Dwight McNeil providing support from the flanks. So the predicted teams then, starting with Manchester City, I've gone with Ederson in goal, Walker, Diaz, Ake and Vardy as a back 4, with Rodri behind Bernardo, De Bruyne, Alvarez and Foden, with Haaland in attack. And the predicted team for Everton is Pickford in goal, Patterson, Tarkowski, Bramthwaite and Mikalenko as a back 4, with Harrison, Garner, Gay, Onana and McNeil in midfield, Calvert-Lewin up front. In a match with consequences at both ends of the table, Guardiola and Dyche should have few problems motivating their respective teams in their quest to claim maximum points, but there's no hiding the fact that Manchester City head into Sunday's contest as firm favourites. Although the Citizens have been far from watertight defensively, we've been scoring goals for fun, and considering that Haaland's back in the mix, the hosts boast the firepower required to outscore our opponents. So I predict this game will finish Manchester City 3, Everton 1. So that is it for this video then. Everybody, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Dugout Daily, the football channel. Hit the Apex F1 channel and at MCFC Hibs on Twitter. Everybody, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll speak to you all soon. Take care and goodbye for now. Cheers, everyone.